Good morning to all of you, dear students. Today we will discuss about the agenda for national education. So basically, as we have discussed about the Adams report, how the school were running in the pre-British time. So today we will discuss about the agenda for national education. British officials were not the only people thinking about education in India. From the earlier 19th century, many thinkers from different parts of India began to talk of the need for a wider spread of education. Impressed with the development in Europe, some Indians felt that Western education would help modernize India. They urged the British to open more schools, colleges, and universities. So basically, they Britishers wanted to open schools, colleges, and university as well as and spend more money on education. You will read about some of these efforts in chapter 9 ki how Britishers give effort to modernize the school or the education. So let us look about the education again. However, who reacted against Western education? Mahatma Gandhi and Rabindranath Tagore were two such individuals, uh, which they were against of Western education. English education has enslaved us. So basically, Mahatma Gandhi argued that colonial education created a sense of inferiority in the minds of Indians. It made them see Western civilization as superior and destroy the pride they had in their own culture. So basically, कि हमारे कल्चर का उन्होंने डिस्ट्रॉय कर दिया और अपने को क्या करने लगे सुपीरियर दिखाने लगे एंड देयर वाज poison in this education. Okay, said Mahatma Gandhi. It was sinful. It enslaved Indians. So basically, it was sinful. यानी कि as I told you कि about the education of the pre-British time in India that you will see कि there is no regular class, no fixed fee, but every people or every student who wanted to study and interest in study, basically they were coming in the school or not in school, but there is no regular classes. They coming, they were coming in the school and they were studying there. So basically, the education which is Mahatma Gandhi said it was sinful. It enslaved Indians. It cast an evil spell on them. Charmed by the West, appreciating everything that came from the West, Indians educated in these institutions began admiring British rule. Mahatma Gandhi wanted an education that could help Indians recover their sense of dignity and self respect. So basically, कि हमारी डिग्निटी और सेल्फ रिस्पेक्ट को उन्होंने खत्म कर दिया था किन्ने ब्रिटिशर्स ने बिकॉज दे सोज देयर सुपीरियर civilization and destroy our pride. Okay. Mahatma Gandhi strongly felt that Indian languages ought to be the medium of teaching. Education is this English crippled Indians distant, distanced them from their own social surroundings and made them strangers in their own lands, speaking a foreign tongue, despising local culture. The English educated did not know how to relate to the masses. So basically, जो mass को किस तरीके से relate करना है, that was very important at that time because कि it is known कि there is a need or there is a necessary to uh, education policy में ब्रिटिशर्स के जो रूल हैं वो लाना but they had been they had not been कि mixed with the Western education and the Indian education as well. Western education, Mahatma Gandhi said, focused on reading and writing rather than oral knowledge. So basically, he was Mahatma Gandhi said कि they were only focused reading and writing. They were no not focusing on oral knowledge, because we have to be know about the oral knowledge. As I told you कि हमें we have to know कि knowledge about the things which we are reading. Got it? Not or reading, writing, not test. Yeah, it is important to कि take test or take any कि giving examination. But how what is your valued? It is very important. So it value textbook rather than live experience and practical knowledge. He argued that education ought to develop a person, mind and soul. Got it? It is very important. I repeat it. He argued that education ought to develop a person's mind and soul. Literacy or simply learning to read and write by itself, got it, uh, did not count as education. So basically, read and write is not counting in an education. And this is in the present time also, that it is very important ki, whatever you read or whatever you write, okay, you have to know about the things in a basic manner. Got it? Then you will success. So people had to work with their hands, learn a craft, and know how different things operated. This would develop their mind and their capacity to understand. Got it? As nationalist state sentiments spread, other thinkers also begin thinking of a system of national education which would be radically different from set up by the British. So there is a very important thing. Tagore's abode of peace. So Tagore का क्या था abode of peace? We have to see in this para कि many of you may have heard of Santiniketan. So you know about the Santiniketan. Okay, it is established by the Rabindranath Tagore. He started the institution 1901 as a child, and Tagore hated going to school because he found it suffocating and oppressive, because कि the in 1901 there is a कि there is a rule about the education which is made by the Britishers. So he found it's suffocating and oppressive. Okay, so Ravindranath found that the education is suffocating and oppressive, where he was gone to school. The school appeared like a prison, for he could never do what he felt like doing. So while other children listened to the teacher, Tagore's mind would wander away. The experience of his school days in Calcutta shaped Tagore's ideas of education. On growing up, he wanted to set up a school where the child was happy. It is important thing कि child जहाँ happy रहे, खुश रहे, where she could be free and creative, where she was able to explore her own thoughts and desires. Tagore felt that childhood ought to be a time of self-learning. ठीक है, तो because basically कि it is very important to see and learn. Okay, so self-learning and outside the rigid and restricting discipline of the schooling system set up by the British. Teachers had to be imaginative, understand the child, and help the child develop her curiosity. According to Tagore, the existing schools kill the natural desire of the child to be creative, her sense of wonder. Got it? It is very important thing that Tagore was of the view that creative learning could be encouraged only within the natural environment. So basically, कि as I told you कि तो creative बनो. And second thing, with the creativity, you have to know about the practical knowledge. Okay, if we कि concise of the Mahatma Gandhi's thoughts and the Rabindranath thoughts about the education, then you will mix up both of. Then you will think about the education. What is so he chose to set up his school 100 kilometer away from Calcutta in a rural setting. He saw it as an abode of peace, like शांतिनिकेतन. तो abode of peace कहते हैं उसे. Abode of peace मतलब शांति का घर. शांति means like जहाँ peace हो. While living in harmony with nature, children could cultivate their natural creativity. Okay. In many sense, Tagore and Mahatma Gandhi thought about education in similarly ways. So, as I told you about the Mahatma Gandhi and Tagore, both are think about the children similarly, because Gandhiji was highly critical of Western civilization and its worship of machines and technologies. Tagore wanted to combine elements of modern Western civilization with what he saw as the best within Indian tradition, and he emphasized the need to teach science and technology at Shantiniketan. So basically, this is very important thing that you will see if you are mixed up both of thinkers thinking about the education, then you will find कि you have obviously you have a school. So in school you can write, you can learn, okay. And second thing, self learn. Got it? Many individuals and thinkers were thus thinking about the way a national educational system could be fashioned. Some wanted changes within the system set up by the British was and felt that the system could be extended so as to include wider sections of people. Others asked that alternative system be created so that people were educated into a culture that was truly national. So basically, this is very important. कि ये individual जो thinkers थे, they were thinking about the way a national educational system and way fashioned it. Okay, and some wanted to changes within the system set up by the British. So there are many thinkers which they want to changes the education policy which is given by the Britishers. Okay, so this is the end of the video. Okay, and this is the end of the topic also. Please read the chapters thoroughly. If you don't know, if you have any doubts, so please ask me. Okay, so goodbye. Have a good day to all of you.